Now, right now, as I'm doing this video, the NEO stock price is trading at $6.74, down 0.8%. Now, before the market opened, it's very interesting that NEO went over $7 per stock, and there was a video that just dropped. In fact, someone sent me this video to say that, look, Jim Cramer of CNBC just covered our very own NEO stock. And before I even get to what he said, it is said that when Jim Cramer said the stock is a buy, it's actually a sell. When he says it's a sell, it's actually a buy. And guess what he said about NEO today? I think this guy came in the show, or calling in the show, Jim Cramer show, and asked about NEO, looking at the recent rally year to date and wanting to get Jim Cramer's thoughts. In fact, let's play the video before I can go deep into what he said about NEO.
Wentz is over there. How do I make you money?
Yeah.
Let's go to work.
So I want to get your perspective on this industry and this stock that I've been buying and holding since its IPO in 2018. It's got really strong future outlooks. It's up 60% year to date, and because they're supposed to turn a profit end of this year, early next year. And my mom told me to buy.
Okay, what is this, doctor? What's that?
She's from China. It's the Chinese EV maker NEO.
And which stock is it? NEO. I don't know. NEO is look. It probably goes to 10, then you have to sell it. Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, conclusion of the lightning round.
Like he said, it's probably going to go to $10, and then you'll have to sell it, or you're gonna have to sell it, which is what he said today. And surprisingly, just before NEO even surge, or just before we see that rally continuing, stock price came down. Like this guy apparently, as they say, when he said a stock is going up, it usually goes down, and I'm not surprised, right? But anyways, all the other stocks are down today. I mean, if you have a look at the other EV makers, you will notice that it's not only NEO that is actually down. Oh, NEO is now down 1%. Leo is down 0.55%, Xpeng down 1.5%, Rivian down 2.5%, Lucid down 5.3%, Zika down 0.2%, Tesla down 1.8%. So all EV stocks are on red today. This is something that you must know. So NEO going down, it is not because probably Jim Cramer said so, but it's because the EV stocks today, they are just tanking, right, or are all on red, which is something that we must take cognizant of. But hearing Jim Cramer also obviously talking about NEO going to $10 and then probably saying people then should sell, it's very interesting that even though he did not deep dive into the analysis, he see a in the short term NEO stock price going to $10. I mean, I would have loved him to comment on what that guy said, because he mentioned some pretty decent stuff. He mentioned about NEO getting to profitability, deliveries improving, but Jim Cramer did not go deep into that. I would have loved him to just hear what he says or has to say about deliveries and NEO getting to profitability, because that matters. Onto any company that is not profitable, profitability matters. When you talk about profitability, I mean, it reminds me of a stock that I also bought before it got to profitability, and today that stock is going or exploding like crazy. In my portfolio, I'm up over 100%, and the stock is SoFi Technologies. When I bought SoFi, some people called me crazy. In fact, if you go check in the history of this channel or previous videos that I once did, SoFi used to be the stock that I cover also a lot on this channel. But obviously, I then made this video, this channel, and only a NEO content, because I'm heavily invested onto NEO. SoFi, yes, I'm invested into it, but it's not that much, right? But of course, I'm up 100% onto SoFi, and already where SoFi is at. I mean, but I don't want this video to be like for SoFi, right? But if you check just year to date, SoFi stock is up like what, 89%. In the last year alone, SoFi is like up like what, 153%. And all this happened because obviously SoFi last year, they turned to into a profitable stock, right? And that turned SoFi from a $7 stock, $6 stock, which is where I was buying a lot, to a now $26.86. So it does make a difference when a stock moves from not being a profitable company or profitable stock to a profitable stock, which is why I think it is important, or it's something that is very, very important, seeing a company go from a company like NEO moving from not being profitable to becoming a profitable company, which we are all looking forward to, right? I mean, I like what I see, and I think we are definitely going to be rewarded with time. So the guy or the person that sent me this video, yeah, these are just my comments, and I think it's no brainer, man. As long as we know that the fundamentals of NEO are growing, as long as we know where NEO is headed, the delivery is improving. This is all what matters, because the more NEO sell their cars, is the more revenue they generate, and the more revenue they generate, the better gross margins they get, and the better gross margins they get, profitability, then we know it's here, right? Or we know profitability will continue to grow, right? Meaning that positive EPS, which is something that of course we are looking forward to. So yeah, my friends, I am so happy. I'm excited. Though NEO it's on a red long-term vision, or in the short term, short to medium term, NEO things are looking very well, fundamentals looking very solid, and hopefully once NEO gets to profitability, or we hit profitability in Q4, we never go back to not being a profitable stock, because that will hit the stock price, right? I mean, already so many of the investors are really looking forward for NEO to hitting profitability, not just in Q4 but Q1 and so on and so on, which is something that of course it will be so great, so amazing to see that happening to NEO. So yeah, man, I remain long, I remain strong on to NEO. I believe that blue sky is coming, and I know that those that are persevering are going to be rewarded with time. These are just my opinions. This is not PR advice. You seek PR advice, you already know what to do by now, and that is you need to consult the professionals. I remain long, I remain strong on to NEO, and I will see you on the next one, my dear friends. That is all from me. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, and God bless you all.